Alrighty. Hey, it's me, Shaudrey, the chill mage, so I've been told is my title. Shucks. So, apparently, on this channel a while back, there were 2,000 of you. It's pretty crazy. I feel like it was like just last week that I was celebrating 1,000 with you guys. I will say, I just my sibling Aether just left and was in quite the state, so I don't know what you guys are asking them, but they seemed well, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. But yeah, thanks for 2,000. It's actually more at this point, if I have heard correctly, like 2,200, like 97 million or something. I don't know. But that's cool. And so yeah, I'm here to answer some questions that you guys have for me. And I'm sitting on the floor because I've been told that the chair squeaks too much, so sounds like someone needs to deal with it, but whatever. Sounds like a not my kind of problem. Sorry, I'm being mean. Anyways, thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your questions. And if you asked a question to me today, thank you so much. And even if you didn't, thank you for tuning in and listening to me talk. I've got a lot. A lot of questions to get through, so how about I stop rambling and start talking? So, our first questions are from Aviator, who asks, would you consider giving a giant listener a throat massage or a stomach massage if they were sick? And would you consider going through their intestinal tract? I mean, maybe. On both accounts. I feel like arguably there are better things I could do for you if you were sick than massage or like take a trip through your intestines. Like, I've got like quite a few things lying around, myself included, that can provide some magical cures to it. Pretty much whatever ails you. However, assuming those fail, or assuming you like just want a massage, yeah, sure. And like, I mean, I wouldn't like hate a trip through your intestines if it'd help you. Like, if you accidentally swallow like a magic item, it was wreaking hell on your internals, yeah, I'd dive in and grab it for you. So, Aviator, your next question was, what would you do if you were in my stomach and you grew to normal size while inside? Okay, so this is a great question. So for anyone who doesn't know how this works, anatomically, I think the average person would assume, like, this is just impossible. Like, how can one person hold another fully sized person in their stomach? So, just to clear up a few things, there are two ways about going about this. Number one, some people are born with a particular genetic mutation that allows them to swallow people whole and alive at much larger sizes than is typically deemed possible. The second way, of course, is through magic. In this case, I will assume the latter, because, you know, if it's the former, then, I mean, like, no harm, no foul, right? So, assuming that I shrank down so that you could eat me, and then I grew to normal size, what would happen? So most magic has a sort of fail-safe zone. It's basically a space around whatever the object or subject of the magic is, where residual magical energy is emitted to keep the world from just like caving in on itself. One example is like how most shrinking magic provides a sense of indestructibility for the shrunken party. That magic energy that is leaving the individual dampens impacts and keeps individuals from collapsing in on themselves. It's also stuff for like reality changing magic that requires a much larger space. And it is one way that stuff like the Mandela effect can occur. Sometimes the Mandela effect is just misremembering stuff, but sometimes it is a case of magic and the world having to kind of adjust. But back on the point. That to say, this residual magic energy that would be leaving my body from the effects of me being shrunken, the magic that was shrinking me, in this particular instance, would also serve to keep both of us unharmed, even if I temporarily did grow larger. As I said, it's sort of like a fail-safe to keep the world from just going horribly awry and collapsing in on itself, having no idea what to do with stuff. So even if the magic effects don't work as they should, there's still a kind of secondary magic that's occurring. So, to the point, from here we have a few options. Number one, I could remain that large for a while, adjusting the magic I use to simply allow you an easier time to carry me in your stomach. I could also just shrink myself back down and allow you to handle me with greater ease because I'm shrunken again. And lastly, and arguably the most extreme option, I could just teleport myself back out of your stomach. Now, as for what I'd most likely do, I'm going to assume that the reason I'm in your stomach is because we scheduled something. And this is part of something you want to play out, something you want to experience, is eating someone smaller than you. So, what I would most likely do is just do a few little improvised castings to make my size easier for you to handle, just initially. And from there, I would check in with you, see how you would like to proceed, and work with you to make your life as easy as possible. You know, if you like the feeling of me being so large and inside of you, we can continue with that road. If you would prefer me to shrink back down, we can figure that out as well. And if you would like to start over, you know, maybe there's a reason why I became unshrunk, like magic dampening or something, you know, just not really working, then obviously I can exit your stomach. We can take a moment, relax, and figure out where we want to go from there. So yeah, that's what I do. I'm sorry if this was a bit more technical than you were looking for. I'm really into this stuff. So, thank you for your question, Aviator. Both of them. They're really great. The next question is from Itty, who asks, bananas, how do we feel? Why are they sticking around? What do they mean for your family? Absolutely excellent question. Well, I love bananas. I think they're great. I'm pretty sure my sibling doesn't even know what a banana is, but, you know, that's okay. I've actually been telling them quite a few things recently. Kind of keeping them up to date on internet culture. Apparently you guys been bothering them. That's okay. Half the family loving bananas, I would say, is pretty typical. So I'd say that the banana quota here, all good. I don't know about their partner, though. I should check. And as for why they're sticking around, bananas, I mean, not the partner. I mean, come on there, bananas. Like, try imagining a life without bananas. That'd be sick and twisted. Oh boy. Thank you for your question, Itty. Alright. Next. From Foil. What shows or movies are your favorites? Oh no. Sorry. Not the question. Thinking about other stuff. Right now, I don't know. I'd have to say Edge Runners. That it's a really good anime. It's like a little bit old at this point, but it's still just so good. It is gorgeous and is very deeply moving, in my opinion. And apparently it's getting a second season at some point. That excites me. I can't wait, honestly. However, if you don't like sadness and death and stuff, I'd say my second favorite show right now is probably... I don't know. Maybe Doctor Who. It's really great. Episodes are a bit hit or miss, but when they hit, they they really do hit. So, I'd say give either of them a go. They're both, I don't know, I wouldn't say Doctor Who's necessarily an adult show. Edge Runners definitely is. But, Doctor Who's kind of, say, like older kids to teens to adults. Some episodes are kind of woof. Let's see. Foil also asks, what is your favorite species of animal? Morning glories. No. That's a plan. Ravens. It's weird. Thank you for your question, Soil. Okay. Let's see here. Kate asks, how would you spend your most perfect day? And Kieran asks, what would your perfect day look like? Well, you two cooperating, getting all synchronized. My perfect day... Okay, this is stupid. But, so I have this shelf of undesirable artifacts. Stuff that is, not downright detrimental, but it's not exactly helpful on a regular basis either. Stuff like an arcane lock, but can be opened by a code word. You place it on any door, and it locks. And it sounds great, right? You can lock any door you want. There's a problem. Number one, of course, some of you probably figured this out. Anyone who knows the code word can open your door. Number two, you have to shout the code word to get the door to unlock and lock. So, it doesn't really help to be screaming I don't know. What's a goofy word? Pineapple. Lock the door. And everyone fucking around you knows. And then you go to unlock the door, you have to scream it again. And it's if it's late, you're gonna wake up everybody. Point being, that's one of them. Another good example would be like a walking stick that I have. It causes your feet to not feel the disconnect and discomfort, is the word I'm thinking of uneven terrain. And that's great, except that is a problem most people just mitigate with shoes. So, on one hand, I do want to sell them. On the other hand, I can't sell them for too cheap to make a profit. And they're not hurting anyone sitting around, so I'm just going to have them all on a shelf, waiting for someone to need them. So, this to say, my perfect day would be people coming in, just each, in a line, each with a very specific need, that can reasonably and easily be solved by one of these artifacts. And they check the price. They find the price totally reasonable. They purchase it with a smile on their faces. Then just leave out the door. Once the shelf is all emptied, I can just close the shop for the day and have a big celebration at my house. Order pizza, drink stuff. That would be my perfect day. And I'd be happy to have that like once monthly, because I get a lot of artifacts and they just pile right back up. So yeah, thank you both for your questions, Kate and Kieran. All right, let's see. Trace asks, what are your cute nicknames for your tiny friends? Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm not really a nickname kind of person. Little guy, maybe? Or like, I don't know, maybe calling someone like my good luck charm or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll have to think on it. But thank you for your question, Trace. You're giving me a lot to think about. Let's see. Next is from Sapphire, I think. If I've butchered your name, let me know. It might be Sapphire as well. First question from Sapphire is, how do you feel about trans guys? I mean, trans guys are a-okay in my book. You know, personally, like, I'm fully comfortable in my own skin. And I've always felt, I don't know, like my physical form represents my internal form or whatever. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. My insides match my outside. But I still do stuff like dye my hair, wear specific clothes, etc. And that's how I show the world how I want to be represented. So if the way you represent yourself is a bit more in depth than just, I want to be exactly who I am, but with pink hair, like, I say go for it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Sapphire's second question is, did you and your sibling get along growing up? Yeah. We got along really great, genuinely. When we were little kids, our parents were the ones who raised us, and they treated us fairly, loved us equally, all that stuff. And then when we eventually went to Mage school together, we just really shared a close bond. Yeah, I think part of it's because we kind of had to leave everything behind. So we kind of only had each other. But they were a huge source of comfort for me. And I hope I was one for them too. But yeah, thank you for your questions, Sapphire. I appreciate them. Let's see. Next is from Sophie, who asks, how's your day, and what is it like being small? Well, my day's going all right. It's been kind of busy, but, I can always make time to do these little Q&As. They're fun. As for what it's like being small, I mean, it's pretty darn fun if you ask me. You can just, hang out, just do, whatever you want, wherever you want, really. You can relax on all kinds of things, like sponges, pillows, clean socks. And, of course, it's all comfy, because you're small enough that you can just fit on everything just right. And plus, you can, make a little bit of food and then shrink down, and it'll still be a massive feast. It's awesome. So yeah. Let's see. Next question is from Anonymous, who asks 2 questions. The first is there any area of magic that you've had particular trouble with? Like, what subject or element just trips you up the most? Honestly, kind of a lot. The stuff I excel at is mostly like divination and transformation, which is like learning information on stuff and then like altering reality. What really screws me up the most is probably summoning. I don't know, maybe it's like my lack of faith in the act. Maybe it's just my lack of faith in myself. I just don't do summoning well. Let's see. The second question from Anon is, what does your perfect date look like? Oh, you asking for any particular reason? You want to take me out somewhere? Well, here's the keys to my heart then. I'm normal sized. You're a little bit bigger. Let's say 6 foot to my 5'9". You've got a great night planned for us. No work on my part. You take me to a local museum. We're both dressed up nice, but not too nice. Fashionable, but not like black tie. Then, you and I go to a local restaurant, like pasta or something. Maybe Asian. I could do some teriyaki. Then, you confess there's a reason you wanted to go out with me. You admit it's because I'm a mage, but you ask me to hear you out. I say you don't need to bother. Not because I'm mad, but because I noticed something. And I glide my hands over yours, and I let you know that I noticed back at the museum you were fidgeting with this ring you have on your index finger. You aren't married, obviously, but there's something special about that ring. It's a height stabilizer, and you're a size shifter. I then correctly surmise you thought that I'd know what it's like to be weird, to be seen as other, or to be sought out specifically for what you can offer your partner. I let you know that I understand. And after dinner, we share our first kiss. It's not great, but that just means the next one can only get better. I ask if you like being at a singular height, and you confess it's not really your favorite thing to be so restricted. It just helps you fit in more. So I tell you, next time, I want to take you somewhere special. Let you show me what sizes you like, big and small. I even offer to show you some of my own favorite potions, spells, and artifacts and magic and stuff, so we can have some fun experimenting together. You tell me you're looking forward to it, and that you'll pick me up the same time next week. No saying, I love you. No, staying the night. None of that. We both know that the relationship isn't there yet, but we're eager to see where our relationship is going to go. And we're glad to have someone who understands us. So there, now you know. Thanks for your questions, Anna. They were fun. Let's see. Next on the list is Jeb, who asks, would you ever hard for? I mean, personally, like for my own enjoyment, no. It's too much of a mess. But if someone asked me to do so as like a part of like a one-on-one magic session with me, sure, but I'll see why not. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Next, Rio asks, how did you meet your friend or partner? I mean, most folks I've met nowadays, like, it's because I do magic. I can't even lie. It's like, you know, the guy who like brings his guitar to parties. That's kind of like what I feel like sometimes, you know, like, oh, there he is, Shaudrey, the magic guy, which is like fine. I'd rather, you know, I'd rather have that over, oh, there's whoever he is. But, you know, that to say, people either meet me because like I do magic, because they want to learn magic, because they go to my shop often enough, or because I need help with magic. That's how I meet everybody. But regardless, Rio, thank you for your question. Let's see. Eel asks, do you have a bottle return service for all the potions you sell? Or do people just recycle them elsewhere, and do you keep buying more glass bottles? It's more the latter. I mean, I'd love to have like a return system, but the trouble is, because us mages are not a common breed, a lot of folks come from out of town to purchase these things. And while returning customers bringing their bottles back is nice, and they do it, you know, when possible, it's just not really feasible. It is a good idea, though. And if there was ever like a way to make the bottles like return on their own, that I should actually look into that. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Back to the questions. Second question is, what is your size preference? Do you like to be big or small when it comes to hangouts? Size preference. Honestly, I don't think I really care. You know, I change sizes usually based on what other people want me to be, if I change sizes at all. But I don't know, I'd say being small is a fun little experience from time to time. Lets me interact with a whole new world of people. Like literally. Like, there's an entire, like, town for micros in mine. So, you know, small people are just neat, you know? So, yeah, thanks for your question, Zeal. Let's see, next is from Mobius, who asks, let me see. Alright. Mobius asks, have other people gotten shrunk while trying to steal from you before? Are there any misadventures that have happened with them? Well, since you asked, I suppose I can share. So yeah, I have a few security mishaps. So I got some things in place for robbers. I feel like most people, you know, are smart enough not to break into a magic shop. Like, that's just asking to get chopped in half by like animated armor or get eaten by a mimic, which, yes, I do have one of those. But yeah, the easiest method I've found of security is just shrinking and teleportation. Easy sigil, easy trap. You know, it doesn't take that much effort. And then once it's down, you know, it just stays. So, misadventures with this, I'll be honest. Usually, I don't do anything too bad. I prefer letting people live with the fear of what could happen, you know? Give them a couple of horrendous options of how you could deal with them. Then tell them you're going to let them off with a warning. They'll never show their face again. But there was this one guy. He considered himself a mage, and you know, he was half decent for what it's worth. He like had a spell book. He got kicked out of school for whatever school it was, some school for the arcane, point blank. And he was like holding a grudge, and he decided to, break in, steal my stuff, and get back at his old school. So he breaks in. Yeah. And I can hear him talking. He's dodging a few traps, laughing about how stupid I am to only have a few basic protection signals, blah, blah, blah. That's so easy to dispel, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm wide awake, because of course I am. It's only 2 a.m., and I have 3 more hours of work to do. So he comes into the back room, and I'm just there, standing over my cauldron, working. And he pulls out his spell book dramatically, and it's if you know what's good for you, you'll run away like a good little alchemist. And of course I'm making shrinking potions, because of course I am. And I have yet to dilute the mixture, so it's potent. So I just take the ladle, and I throw a cup of shrinking sludge at him. Because it is sludge at that point. Before you dilute it, it's pretty gnarly. And in seconds, he's the size of an ant. Book clatters to the ground next to him. And so, naturally, I have to play it up. I'm all cocky. I pick up his book, flip through it, comment that maybe I should just use this to smash you. That'd be so poetic. And you're stupid and pathetic and blah, 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 blah. You're really laying it on thick, because this mage is apparently stupid. And I know I'm going to need to scare the hell out of him to get him to wise up. Eventually, he starts spouting something about, I forget what all, basic, you can kill me, but I'll just keep coming back. You'll be sorry you ever met me, that stuff. So on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. So, finally, I just opted to just so my sibling gave me something for Christmas. It's not that important to the story. Just know my sibling doesn't play around. So I pull it out and use it to steal the dude's soul. I lock it up in this cool little trinket, and I'm dangling it over him. His immortal spirit banging on it, completely unable to get free. And I let him know that he can either fuck off, or I'd smash him right there and he could spend eternity as a little bauble in my store. And for what it's worth, I haven't seen him since. So, big win for me. So yeah, that's some misadventures, little mishaps. Usually though, people are I just give them the general thing of, maybe I can squash you under a boot, or eat you. Maybe I'll drop you into my potions as an ingredient. And people don't think twice about leaving me alone. But yeah, that was one of the bigger ones. I hope you enjoyed, Mobius. Thank you for your question. There's a second question from you. I'm so sorry, I didn't even see it. Mobius also asks, have you ever had to eat someone who hated getting eaten? Honestly, not really. Not to my recollection, anyway. Maybe I have, but there are some people who come in and, I mentioned, but most of them just get shrunken, and from there they get teleported into a little box that I keep in my home, a little jail time for them, and then I'll find them later and do my usual blah 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 blah. Maybe I shall kill you, maybe I shall keep you as a pet, maybe I'll keep you on a leash and whatever. To turn you into a statuette or something. You know, general threats, whatever. Yeah, I mean, usually I don't eat them. Maybe I should. I mean, some people seem to like the idea, so, you know, maybe I'll just take some of my prisoners downstairs at some point, do a little show. These are the people who tried to break in, making an example of them. I don't know. I feel like that would just make more people want to try to steal from me poorly so they can get eaten. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for both of your questions, Mobius. I appreciate them. Let's see. Next is Tabby, who asks, what's the most popular potion you sell? Oh boy. In general, like size changing. Usually shrinking, though, not growing. Because our town, like I mentioned before, like I kind of glossed over it. Our town has like a huge micro infrastructure. So whatever buildings we have, sidewalk, sometimes even like furniture, will have like built-in spaces for tinies to live, interact, play, work, so on and so forth. So that being said, yeah, usually people will like shrink themselves, either to visit friends, visit restaurants, whatever. Plus, like, shrinking's fun. Though there is like a kind of tough competition with form changing potions, because like some people just like being like animals, like cats, dogs, birds, or like part animal, stuff like that. So yeah, let's see. Tavi, your second question is, what made you want to be a mage? Well, oh boy. So like when your like local doctor shows up on your doorstep and basically tells you and your sibling, I can feel the magical energy within you, come with me to unlock its abilities, you just don't get much say in the matter. Like I was kind of abducted, actually, my sibling and me both. Which, like, my parents agreed. They knew it'd be good for us, and it was. But yeah, becoming a mage wasn't exactly my first goal in life. I'm glad it did, though. Like, I am. I'm glad it happened. So, yeah, thank you for your questions, Tabby. Let's see. I really wish that chair was in working condition. Oh, my bum hurts. Let's see. Next up is Trace, who asks, what is the percentage of customers that get size changing, shrinking, or growing potions from the rest of the potions you sell? Probably like 60-40, which I know probably doesn't sound like a lot, but consider that this is comparing specifically like size changing potions to form changing potions, boons like increased knowledge or silver tongues or sleep in a bottle or flight or so on and so forth. I mean, there's dozens of potions I work with, so, you know, I realize that like 60-40 doesn't sound amazing on the surface, but when we're comparing like one potion type to all the rest, that is like a lot. So yeah, thanks for your question, Trace. I appreciate y'all's interest in my little shop and my endeavors. Let's see. Oh, didn't we already answer questions from Itty? I guess so. Huh. It's weird. Okay, well, Itty is back. Next question, I guess, is do you ever put any non-magical ingredients in your potions, like raspberry flavoring for a healing potion, or like spices for presentation? Not really. Like, I do make substitutions, of course. Like, if I'm out of one ingredient, I can substitute another for similar or the same effects. And sometimes those substitutions have become more common because they taste better, look better, or just more accessible. Like, example would be like figs are easier to find than, say, dragon teeth or something. So, like, in the most loose sense of your question, yes, I will sometimes change recipes to make them more desirable, but I don't usually just, like, add things just for presentation's sake. Maybe I should, though. Like, potion-infused teas, like a lemonade or something like that. Yeah. Thank you for your other question, Eddie. Appreciate you asking it. Let's see. Next, now I'm scared. I'm worried that, like, I've missed these questions from, like, previous people. I think we're good. Oh, no. So, Foil has another question for me. Thank you for asking it, Foil. Let's see. It says, do you use organic or inorganic materials when composing potions? The answer to that is both. Largely, I will use organic materials, like bones, plants, minerals. And this is largely because they provide the most authentic and potent magical energy. Which, to best explain that, is like... they have the most magic nutrients, while processed stuff has less. Processed stuff is usually more like magic calories, I guess, without the magic nutrients. So it adds without really being that beneficial. However, with time also evolves magic. And sometimes people can produce, either intentionally or unintentionally, very potent magical ingredients that simply could not exist. Goodness. Can you tell that I'm tired? But they could not exist as potently or as plentifully in organic forms. So yeah, I use both. That's the short answer. I use both. And Kate asks, all on your own this time, what made you want to learn magic? Are there any goals that you're working towards right now? Okay, so as mentioned, my sibling and I were taken in. I should say not just taken in. We weren't like literally abducted. Well, only mostly. But we were taken in by what would be revealed to be a very powerful mage. At the time, all we knew him to be, really, was the town doctor. But basically he was, like, really damn powerful. But honestly, what kept me going once I started learning magic was my sibling. They were just always really passionate and driven. I just wanted to be like them. As for what I'm working for right now, honestly, kind of put my own magical pursuits on hold for a bit. I have an apprentice, as well as a few part-timers who will come in and, clean, forage, whatever, and they can earn a few extra bucks from that. And I really want to train my apprentice to take over for me when I need it. Not like I'm going to retire, just like if I need a few days off or if I need to go somewhere, whatever. So Yeah, that's what I'm working towards right now. So, yeah. Thank you for your question, Kate. And thank you all for your questions. That, I believe, is the last one. So, thank you for asking me such awesome questions. Thank you for your interest in me. I really appreciate it. It's nice. It's nice knowing that you guys still care about little old me. And yeah, so I will see you guys around. Thank you again for over 2,000 subscribers now. It's really cool. And yeah, Sauce actually has been like talking about it nonstop. He's been really excited. So you guys have done a good thing. Thank you for all your engagement, your care, your well wishes, and your just generally being awesome people. I don't think anyone could ask for a better group of people than you. So, if you need anything from me, you know where to find me. And you can always give me a call if you can't leave your house for any reason. I do make house visits to supply people with medicine and all that stuff. So, if that interests you. And aside from that, I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.